Alright then, so straight into the intro and the main riff for I Don't Care. Starting on an F sharp minor, 2nd fret of the low E string, and we're jumping straight up an octave to the same note. And I'm going to do that with a down pick on the lower note and an up pick on the 2nd note. And they're going to continue that up pick to get the next two 4th frets because they're both off the beat. So we'd have 1 and 2 and 3 and a down pick for the final crotchet beat here. So I'm going to keep my 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the D string, but open A is now going to be hit with it. So this first riff, and then again this 3rd finger is going to act as an anchor, because as we move into the 2nd bar for this B power chord, 1st finger is dropping down, and you can hopefully see when you're looking at just the lower of each numbers in this phrase that 1st finger is just going to come on and off. So bar 3 slowly, just on and off with that index finger. Here's the main riff. So this is bar 2 and 3 just once. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hopefully you can see there in the top right hand corner that you've got times 4 around this line. So let's play that riff 4 times. This riff features a lot in the song. It makes up most of what are the verses. So we've got to get good at this. Okay, 4 times around the intro. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that is our main riff. Spend a bit of time working on that beforehand. That leads us straight into the first verse, where everything joins in. Obviously the lyrics start, and you can hopefully see there our riff remains exactly the same for the first part of the verse, but in the second half, so at bar 8, we've got this nice little descending triplet single note phrase. So these are triplets. They are our most common type of triplet, which are a quaver triplet, and we're going to count that as 1 and a, and then 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a, and so on. 2 bars in total. So it'd be 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. Just playing what would be bar 8, that would sound like this. 3, 4. And I am down up picking that. Because they're odd groups of 3 in a bar of 4, the picking direction is going to change at the start of each group. So if we were just to call those out picking direction wise, that would be down, up, down. But as you start the next group, it's going to begin with an up. So it'd be down, up, down, up, down, up. And then as you go to the first 4th fret, down, up, down, up, down, up. So because they're odd groups of 3, that picking direction is going to change. First group will start with a down, 2nd group starts with an up. Don't let that throw you off. It feels a little unnatural at first, but don't try and fight it. You are still doing just strict alternate picking. So your pick is really just going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, onwards. It just feels like it changed direction because of the groups of 3. So bar 8 with the counting would be 3, 4, 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. Bar 9, different notes, same rhythm. So now we're at the 2nd fret. 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. Alright, let's put bar 8 and bar 9 together. Here we go. 3, 4. And in bar 10 and bar 11, we have that same phrase we had earlier. So pretty simple start to the song. The song overall is not that complicated, but it is really fun to play. So let's go all the way through verse number 1 here. So this is going to be bar 4 through to bar 11. Watch out, because these lines both repeat. There is a repeat mark around the start at bar 4 and at the end of bar 11, but we're just going to play it once to save on time. So here is bar 4 to bar 11. Play it along with me if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. course at that point there would be a repeat. So that wraps up our intro and our verse. Very, very similar, but nice fun parts to play. So heading straight into the chorus then. Alright, so chorus number 1. Thing to note first of all then, starting at bar 12 there is a repeat mark and another one at bar 19, so a bit like the verse, these two lines get played twice. And I've tried to add some time codes into the tab, so 0:45 seconds in the song is roughly, give or take a second, where the chorus is going to start. So now we're going to have some good old power chords. F sharp power chord, A power chord, same shape at the 5th fret, dropping down to a D power chord, and then most people have come across this shape as like a stretchy power chord. 3rd finger is not going to move, but the 1st finger is going to move back by 1. If that stretch between the 3rd finger and the 1st finger is a little bit tough, you could kind of reposition, use your little finger and 1st finger. And finally, in bar 15, we're going to end up back at a B chord, which we'd already held for the verse. So let's just play through those. We're playing crotchets here, so there's 4 beats in a bar, and for every number that we're saying, there's 1 beat on each. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is our first line of the chorus. Into the second line, so bar 16 through to 19, apologies. Much of the same. Now we're on a D power chord, which we had before, still playing crotchets, and then a B power chord at the 2nd fret, and the main riff from earlier. So this shouldn't be too hard. Let's dive straight in and play this together after 4, bar 16 through to 19, and then we'll stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, at that point, the whole chorus would repeat. Rewind and play along again if you need to, but we're not going to play it all the way through again just to save on time. But that wraps up chorus number 1. So after chorus number 1 is technically finished, we have this 2-bar break, and I've labelled it break in the tab. This is bar 20 and 21. It's really just the main riff again from earlier, but the only thing that changes is the last chord, this B power chord, is now short. It doesn't ring, it stops dead. So there's a clear break, a clear rest on beat number 4. So that sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. Rest. So just make sure that your right hand is coming down, sitting on the strings there for beat 4. We'll do that one more time together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. So verse number 2 is really no different from verse number 1. Of course, the lyrics have changed. This is starting roughly about 1 minute 17 in the song. So bar 22 to 29 in the tab. Again, there is repeat marks encompassing these 2 lines, so they will repeat. And again, for the sake of time, we'll just play it once here, as we've already covered the part. So we're going to jump in. I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll play straight away. Just watch out for those triplets. Remember, think groups of 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again, round those 2 lines on the recording. But that's it for verse 2. So again, the song's staying pretty simple. We're going to press straight on to chorus number 2. I'll see you there. So chorus number 2, just like chorus number 1, we're facing our same power chords, same rhythm, same order. And the 2 lines are encompassed by the repeat marks as well. So everything here is going to go twice again, just like before. So as we've already covered it, and it's not too hard, it's not changed, we're going to dive straight in and play it together. And for the hell of it, let's do it 2 times round this time. Why not? Here we go then. 1, 2, 3, 4. we go. That wraps it for chorus 2. Again, after chorus 2, there is a 2-bar break in the tab. That's bar 38 and 39. But that's just repeating the main riff again. So then we're going to get to the breakdown. Okay, but we'll do that in the next section. I'll see you there. Ready for the breakdown? Alright, so the breakdown then happens around 2 minutes 18 in the tune, and we're still playing our main riff. The real difference here is that it breaks right down to just the guitar, and the guitar is palm muted, shown with a PM and the dashed line there on the tab. So we play 4 bars, bars 40 to 43, guitar only, and then when the bridge actually kicks in, he starts singing again at bar 44, and we're still playing the riff. The riff hasn't changed, still palm muted. Carrying on, slowly building up, slowly building up. What does happen though, we're just going to jump ahead to it, is as the riff continues into bar 52 and onwards, what you'll notice is that they start dropping in an extra F sharp power chord. So I'd bring your attention to bar 56 and 57 in the tab. So the first half, bar 56 here, we're just playing the riff as it was before. And then in bar 57, we're going to carry on to our power chords. But that's where this extra F sharp happens, and the guitars are layered up in this song. I think it's another guitar that's coming in as well, adding that extra oomph and accent onto this, but you can crush it all together quite nicely as one guitar part. So bar 56 and 57 would sound like this. 3, 4. And then that same thing happens in bar 58 and 59. So let's put that whole line together. So 56 through to 59. 3, 4. And then similar thing starts to happen as the build up really comes in. Drums are getting bigger and bigger. At 60 through to 63, again we're still playing our riffs, but now the F sharp chord doesn't happen, and they just keep chopping up that riff and repeating it back to back now. So bar 60 and 61 would sound like this. 3, 4. And then 62, 63, 3, 4. Just on the crotchets at the end there. Let's put that whole line together without stopping. So this is bar 60 through to 63, the end of the bridge. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that wraps it up for the bridge. So there's nothing really to worry about in the bridge. It's just watching out for those last 2 lines of the bridge, bar 56 through to 63 in total, where they start repeating that riff a little bit more often with the extra F sharp chord. Wow, put my teeth in today. Right, on to the final chorus then. I'll see you there. So the final chorus then. I've tried to arrange this and overlap it with the guitar solo that's going to happen, but we'll cover that in a separate section. So we're going to drop one chord here, but we're starting at bar 64. It starts with the kind of halftime feel. So instead of, we're going to be on this F sharp chord here as the demonstration, in bar 64, instead of just playing crotchets like in the first 2 choruses, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. The tempo and the beat hasn't changed, but now we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to do the same thing on the A chord in bar 65. 2, 3, 4. And then we arrive back at our crotchets for 66 and 67. So let's just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So those kind of minims, those half beats in 64 and 65 are giving the impression that things are kind of slowed down a bit along with what the drums are doing. And then it really kind of drives and kicks back in for bar 66 and 67. So on to 68, 69 and 70. We're back to our crotchets. These are the same things that happened earlier, but we'll just play those through. I've left one beat rest at the end of bar 70 just to get the transition into the guitar solo, which is up on the 12th, 14th kind of fret area. The reason I've done that is because they're layered up on the recording. The rhythm guitars are still going, obviously, and then this extra lead guitar stuff just comes in on top. But to crush it all together. That's how I've arranged it for one person to play. So before we move on to that guitar solo, let's just put both of these lines of the final chorus together. So this is bar 64 into 70. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as I'm doing that rest on beat 4 there, my hand is going down on the strings to mute, and then that's when your left hand, or I should say your fretting hand, would be moving up, ready to move into the notes of the solo. But we'll cover that in a different section. So I'll see you there. Alright then, so the guitar solo. We're now at the 16th fret area. We're going to actually start this solo by on the A string, sliding into the 16th fret. And I'm doing that with my third finger, because then my first finger is going to be set up really nicely to grab the 14 on the string below, D string, and then 16. So really I'm playing this entire first phrase with just my third finger, ring finger, and my first finger, the index finger. The actual phrase is in triplets again, so we had these phrases earlier in the verses of this tune. Remember, we're counting them 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, and in this case beat 4 is just a crotchet. So 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4. Slowly, that would be slide into 16. With the counting, we'd get 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4. One more time. 3, 4, 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4. And then in bar 72, this note's ringing over, hence the tie and the note in the bracket there. That's what that's trying to show us. So we're letting it ring for beat number 1, and then on beat 2 we start picking these notes again. So now we're on the first finger's going to play high E string, 14th fret, and this would be 2 and a, 3, 4 and a. So just going from beat 2 there. If we were to put bar 71 and 72 together, and I'll count it, it would sound like this. 3, 4, 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4, 1, 2 and a, 3, 4 and a. One more time, but without counting. I will count it in though. 3, 4. 1. And that will lead us nicely into bar 73. So first finger is still on this high 14, high string for beat 1. And for beat 2, we're going to play 2 and a. So that's a pull off there. I'm picking 17 and then pulling off to my first finger. And then first finger is going to roll over and get this 14 on the G string on beat 3. So that would be 2 and a 3. 2 and a 3. First finger is then going to stay at that 14th fret for the final beat here, which is 4 and a. So again, I've picked 14, hammered onto 16, and then back off. So one pick, but you get your 3 notes. So from beat 2 there, be 2 and a 3, 4 and a. And that would complete bar 73. So let's put 71 through to 73 together. I won't count it, except for counting it in. I'll say beat 1 where the note is tied over in bar 72, just for timing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And that completes that line. Second line of the solo, starting at bar 74, would start again on the index finger. This is a note we've actually just played in the previous bar. 14th fret of the G string. Jumping then down to 14th fret of the high E string for 2 and a 3. All the phrases here are very similar. Then 4 and a. So bar 74 complete would be 3, 4. Bar 75, similar again. Except the last bar, now we're going to do this little slide, 16 to 14. and then 14. This is in bar 76. 14. I've written this one as a slide. You could slide it, or you could just pick them. And then I would slide into 18. So let's just deal with bar 76 as a thing on its own. You'd have 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then the last bar, bar 77, would be, so that would be 1 and 2. I'm starting on my third finger there, which is going to give me time to move my first finger to the high E string, ready for the final 3 notes. 14, 16, 17. And then we're just going to stay playing crotchets on this high 17th fret. Just keep re-picking it in crotchets until we get to bar 82, where we're going to pick it and slide out to nothing. So as I'm sliding down, my picking hand is coming down on the strings to make sure it's nice and quiet. So it's a slide to nothing. So let's put bar 74 through to 77 together. We don't really need to practice then, just one note after that. So 74 to 77, here we go. 2, 3, 4. And like I said, then we're staying on that 17th fret. As you hit that 17th fret, by the way, you can give it some vibrato, give it some shake. I'm playing on still a very clean sound here, not to get carried away with the gain and the delay and everything else. Obviously, you can put those things on to make it sound closer to the record, but for sake of simple explanation and for you being able to hear and follow all the notes, that's why I'm doing it with a much, much cleaner sound than appears on the record. So that's it for the solo. Obviously, the toughest part of the song. But if you organise your fingers nicely, remember first finger and third finger are doing a lot of the work in that solo. So if you're sharing those out, you're not going to have very many problems. And yeah, watch each section back one at a time, then put it all together, play it with the song. Remember, you can slow things down on YouTube, so you can go to the speed, the playback speed, drop it down to 75%, and then you can work on it there until you really nail it, and then just speed it up to full speed. All right, hope that one's been helpful, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks.